Arush. Okay, shall we start? I will have to off the camera because mobile internet will go anywhere. Okay,
Very
fine.
good, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Oh,
Arush. Prabhu, how are you? Okay, we'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं चैतन्यमीश्वरम् ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमोस्तुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जय पताक स्वामी नामनि नमाचार्य पदाय निताय कृपपदाय गौरकथामदाय नगर ग्रामतारिणे Hare Krishna devotees, thank you for joining. I'm sorry I'm not able to keep my camera on because of mobile data, no internet here. So whatever time comes, I'll use it. So Sloka 27, right today?
Yes, Prabhuji. It's been allotted to me.
Yeah, please.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chapter 7, Canto 2, Chapter 7, Text 27. Jai Sri Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare ki jai.
Tokena Jiva Haranam Yad Uluki Kayas Traimasikasya Cha Pada Sukato Paurutaha Yad Ringatantara Gatena Divisprisharva Unmoolanam Tva Itardhar Junior Na Bhavyam. Translation
Bhayam.
and purport Bhavyam.
Yeah.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. There is no doubt about Lord Krishna's being the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, how was it possible for him to kill a giant demon like Putana when he was just on the lap of his mother, to overturn a cart with his leg when he was only 3 months old, or to uproot a pair of Arjuna trees so high that they touched the sky when he was only crawling? All these activities are impossible for anyone other than the Lord Himself. Purport. One cannot manufacture a God by one's mental speculation or by numerical votes, as has become a practice for the less intelligent class of men. God is God eternally, and an ordinary living entity is eternally a part and parcel of God. God is one without a second, and the ordinary living entities are many without number. All such living entities are maintained by God Himself, and that is the verdict of the Vedic literatures. When Krishna was on the lap of his mother, the demon Putana appeared before his mother and prayed to nurture the child in her lap. Mother Yasoda agreed, and the child was transferred into the lap of Putana, who was in the garb of a respectable lady. Putana wanted to kill the child by smearing poison on the nipple of her breast. But when everything was complete, the Lord sucked her breast along with her very air of life, and the demon's gigantic body, said to be as long as 6 miles, fell down. But Lord Krishna did not need to expand himself to the length of the she demon Putana, although he was quite competent to extend himself more than 6 miles long. In his Vamana incarnation, he posed himself as a dwarf Brahmana, but when he took possession of his land promised by Bali Maharaja, he expanded his footstep to the top of the universe, extending over thousands and millions of miles. So it was not very difficult for Krishna to perform a miracle by extending his bodily feature, but he had no desire to do it because of his deep filial love for his mother Yashoda. If Yashoda had been Krishna in her lap, extending 6 miles to cope with the she demon Putana, then the natural maternal love of Yashoda would have been hurt, because in that way Yashoda would have come to know that her so called son Krishna was God himself. And with the knowledge of the godhood of Krishna, Yasodamayi would have lost the temper of her love for Krishna as a natural mother. But as far as Lord Krishna is concerned, he is God always, either as a child on the lap of his mother or as the coverer of the universe, Vamanadeva. He does not require to become God by undergoing severe penances, although some men think of becoming God in that way. By undergoing severe austerities and penances, one cannot become one or equal with God, but one can attain most of the godly qualities. A living being can attain godly qualities to a large extent, but he cannot become God, whereas Krishna, without undergoing any type of penance, is God always, either in the lap of his mother or growing up or at any stage of growth.
Hare
So,
Krishna Mataji. Maybe
Hare
we can
Krishna.
stop here. We can discuss few points, then we'll move on to
Okay,
the
Prabhuji.
what's written. So, Brahmaji, further talking about Krishna's activities, here talks about how he is Supreme Lord and some of his childhood pastimes. Now, who is mentioning this? Who is discussing? Brahma. Same Brahma later got confused, doubted. Is Krishna is Supreme Lord? We all know the Brahma Vimohan Leela, right? So when same Krishna was in the forest with the covered boys, they were having the breakfast. Morning, mothers will pack and give. All children, after all the cows and calves are grazing, they were grazing. Children will sit together and eat their tiffin. They were eating, they were having fun. So what Krishna used to do, sometime will take, food from somebody's mouth also, and they will playing like this. Once so happened that I think Madhumangal was mouth is full of buttermilk. Krishna just tapped his mouth when this buttermilk came out. Krishna opened his mouth and started drinking from there. Brahmaji was watching this. Brahmaji was thinking, hey, what kind of a God is this? Is he really God? So he wanted to test. So he came down. He first, because by the time this all the calves had gone little far away grazing, and he just stole those calves. So Krishna realized something happened. Krishna told his friends, "You be here. I will go and see where the calves." So he went in search of calves. Calves are not there. And by the time he come here, this Gopas also not there. Brahma's kidnapped them also. Now Krishna understood this is Brahma's Leela. Brahma wanted to do this. So to teach a lesson, the Krishna immediately expanded himself as a same, exactly like the calves and exactly like this Gopas. And that the moment the Brahmas is just in a moment, because Brahma's moment is almost a year here. Brahma took them and moment he came down. But by the time 1 year passed in this material world. So every day, all the calves will come home, and all the mother cows, they were expressing so much love for calves because they are not their own calves. The Krishna himself, And all the mothers, the Gopas mothers, also having so much love, because actually they are not the Gopas, they are Krishna himself. So the Krishna did this pastime. Of course, later Brahma realized his mistake. He comes down and asks apologies, that offers prayers, and all this thing happens. Now, for that kind of offense, he was taken birth as a Haridas Thakur in the Kali Yuga, as in a Muslim family, Malaysia family. This same Brahma. Now, why I'm saying this, that here same Brahmaji talks about Lord Krishna, so he is being a supreme Lord. Otherwise, how is it possible for him to kill a giant demon like Putana? And he was just in lap of mother. The narration given here that Putana is a demon who comes nicely dressed. Of course, comes when he realized that the eighth child of Devaki, when Vasudeva was born, he wanted to kill, because he's killed all balanced sixth child and seventh was Balaram. And he wanted to find where is this eighth child, he wanted to kill. So he was sending demon after demon daily. So this is how it said that when Krishna appeared, actually in Vrindavan, the devotees were not happy, or they were not peaceful. They were actually happy and peaceful before Krishna came. After Krishna came, they had all this problem. Daily one, Putana, Bakasura, Shakatasura, I mean, Asura after Agasura, Asura, daily will come. Putana will keep sending. Sorry, Kamsa will keep sending. So, in our life also, when we take a Krishna consciousness, we cannot give guarantee that everything will go well. Otherwise, for Yashodamaya and Nanda Maharaj, all this difficulty need not have come. But when Krishna came, all this difficulty came. Prabhupada explains here, because Krishna never revealed himself as Supreme Lord. Krishna always revealed as another child. For Mother Yashoda, he is a child. So she wanted to protect him. So, as a devotees, we need to understand that in our life also, when you take Krishna conscious, difficulties may come. But what we need to understand from this, that those difficulties is for our purification. It is removing our anarthas in our life, so that makes our go back home, back to God easy. For Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamaya is not required. They are all pure devotees. They are just descended along with the Krishna just to, engage themselves in his pastimes. But in our life, when Krishna comes, those difficulties are to purify ourselves, so that our back home gets faster. Now, here Brahmaji talks about different pastimes. Now, Prabhupada in the purport says one cannot manufacture a god by one's mental speculation or by numerical votes, as become a practice for the less intelligent class of men today. So, in today's world, this is what happens. Because Prabhupada many places says India is a factory of gods. Every day we can see one or other god is coming up. One person will claim he is incarnation. Somebody will say, I'm God. I mean, somebody will say something else. It's all happening. So we cannot manufacture God by mental speculation or numerical vote means somebody like very popular. That's what happens in today. Like if the film actor, I don't want to name, just because film actor, he will be voted or he will become a popular. But he's acting in the real, not real. We need to understand that. Maybe in the real, he will do so many things, but may not be in the real. So such people also are sports persons, cricketer, footballers. They are also worshipped like God. This is why Prabhupada is saying it's not actually bhakti. It's not dharma. It's not religion. They build a temple for them. This is what happens. So that's actually Kaitava dharma, cheating, completely cheating. So because with that, forget they're going back home. They have no spiritual advancement. So Prabhupada talks here that one cannot become that. So ordinary living it eternally part and parcel of Supreme Lord. The Jiva is always part and parcel. Jiva cannot become God. Because there are philosophers or people are saying that you are Narayana, I am Narayana, all become Narayana. This cannot. Narayana, Narayana only. Jiva is Jiva only. That's the difference we understand. So Prabhupada says how Putana appeared, how she came and cheated, and why she came? She came to kill Krishna. She applied poison in her breast, and in the nicely disguised, beautiful form she comes. Yashoda Maya never doubted her. So she gave the child, and Putana took the child in her lap and started breastfeeding, thinking that drinking this poisonous milk, Krishna will die. But what Krishna did here, Prabhupada says that she sucked the blood, the life air from her and killed her. She was kind of 6 miles when in the real, body comes out. 6 miles, or sorry, what is that? What was the size of the body?
6 miles only,
Correct,
Prabhuji.
no? Yeah, correct. 6 miles, correct. Yeah. Okay. So we can make out how great, great this, the demons are. They're not just ordinary people. And Krishna easily killed such demon. And Prabhupada also talks about how he appeared as Vamana, and with one leg he covered all this, lower planetary systems, and second leg, foot, he has covered whole upper planetary system. So Krishna can do, much more than that. But here the Prabhupada says he did not expand himself. He remained there because he wanted to give a pleasure to Mother Yashoda, because Mother Yashoda thought, this is my son. He's not God. That the God consciousness is not there with the mother. Because immediately when Putana was killed, Mother Yashoda came running to, carry child, because she was thinking that something happened to my child. Child is too small. But Krishna never showed that. So that's the understanding we should have. Krishna may not show that, but we need to understand he is not an ordinary person. So Prabhupada says that he does not require to become God by undergoing severe penances. Krishna is always God. He is always supreme God. He don't have to become Krishna. So whereas materialistic people has to try to become, that's a challenge. That's a difficulties. They in the process of becoming, they are not able to become. That's why Prabhupada many places that if one try to become God, he is a dog. He cannot become God. That is the point. Okay. Next paragraph you can read. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. One second. So, at the age of only 3 months, he killed the Sakatasura who had remained hidden behind a cart in the house of Yasodamayi. And when he was crawling and was disturbing his mother from doing household affairs, the mother tied him with a grinding pestle, but the naughty child dragged the pestle up to a pair of very high Arjuna trees in the yard of Yasodamayi, and when the pestle was stuck between the pair of trees, they fell down with a horrible sound. When Yasodamayi came to see the happenings, she thought that her child had been saved from the falling trees by the mercy of the Lord, without knowing that the Lord himself, crawling in her yard, had weakened the havoc, had wreaked the havoc. So that is the way of reciprocation of love affairs between the Lord and his devotees. Yasodamayi wanted to have the Lord as her child, and the Lord played exactly like a child in her lap, but at the same time played the part of the Almighty Lord whenever it was so required. The beauty of such pastimes was that the Lord fulfilled everyone's desire. In the case of felling the gigantic Arjuna trees, the Lord's mission was to deliver the two sons of Kuvera who were condemned to become trees by the curse of Narada, as well as to play like a crawling child in the yard of Yasoda. who took transcendental pleasure in seeing such activities of the Lord in very yard of her home. The Lord in any condition is Lord of the universe, and he can act as such in any form, gigantic or small, as he likes. Hare
Hare
Krishna Prabhu.
Krishna. Further, Prabhupada talks about other two pastimes. Shakatasura, who was hiding under the cart. A very small child sleeping on the cart, just kicking, killed demon Shakatasura. Another pastime, Prabhupada Damodar Lila, how he delivered the sons of Kubera, Nalakubera and Manigriva. We all know the pastimes. We all know the stories. Like so, how Narada Muni cursed them to become, trees in this material world. And just to, there are two aspects Krishna does here. One, to keep the words of Narada Muni. That Narada Muni said, because when the curse is given to the Nalakuvara and Manigriva, they realized their mistake. They started asking forgiveness. So Narada Muni could not withdraw his curse. So he said that, yes, I cannot withdraw, but I will give a boon that you will become tree. But you will become tree in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, where Krishna himself will come and Krishna will deliver. So this is the point. So with that, Narada Muni's words are kind of kept intact. And also the Nalakuvara and Manigriva, they are also not ordinary because they are sons of Kubera. Kubera is treasurer of the god. So he is also serving. So to deliver them, because give them, send them back home. So both pastimes done. How Krishna did? Because here Prabhupada says that Krishna, as usual, that day also he was doing naughty things. He just woke up. So Mother Yashoda was busy making a curd, the churning the butter, the making ghee and butter. So he came and asked Maya, I'm hungry. So mother started feeding her, breastfeeding. So that time she remembers the milk in the gas. I know they're not a gas. Today, that day gas was not there. Today also we have gas problem in the fire. Sorry. So she wanted to save that milk which is boiling out. Now, like mother Yashoda put the child down and she ran to the kitchen to save the milk which is boiling out. So Krishna got angry. So Krishna took a stick and started baking all the yogurt pots and buttermilk pots, ghee pots. Not only that, he started feeding all the monkeys and all friends. So when this is happening, Mother Yashoda came and punished. She took a stick, and of course, we all know the how Krishna is running, out of fear and all those things mentioned here. But Prabhupada is saying that even such Krishna, mother was trying to punish him. But there was no need for Krishna to do that. But for reciprocation of love from his devotee, Krishna goes that extent. He is not bothered. Hey, he's not saying that, hey, I am Supreme Lord. How can you beat me? No, no. She tried to beat him and scolds him. Everything happens. So with this pastime also, Prabhupada is kind of giving us a lesson. One, without Krishna's mercy, you cannot achieve anything. Even though Narada occurs, but without even the Nalakuvera is delivered, and this uh, the mother Yashoda trying to tie Krishna. There is a pastime, that the rope is not getting connected. Every time two fingers short, so more rope comes. Finally, when Krishna says, "Yes, Mama, you can bind me," that's the time only she is able to bind. Now, all this lesson shows that how we have to depend on Krishna. Without depending on Krishna, we cannot do anything. But today's world, we depend on our own, material takat, material powers, not on Krishna. This is where the problem. That's why Prabhupada says that Lord in any condition is the Lord of the universe. He can act as any form, as gigantic or small as he likes. Eyata prapadyante tamsa tataya bhajamya. There is no limit for him. He can become the bigger than biggest, and he becomes smaller than smallest. So we cannot control him by like, you should be like this. That is the point. So, and also as a practicing devotees, here Yashoda Maiya's pastime also we understand that we have to do a duty. Mother Yashoda tried her best to catch Krishna, tie her, got more ropes. But till Krishna says, yes, Maya, you can bind me, she is not able to bind. So in our life also, the more you depend on Krishna and along with that do a work. So Mama Smarana Yudhaya, Krishna is always say that you remember and do your duty. So as a grahasthas, we have to do our duty, but at the same time, keep Krishna in the center. This is the point. This is the real art. And it's easy. Practice Krishna consciousness is not difficult. It's easy. Keep everything connected to Krishna. Prabhupada gives many simple examples. He says, when you drink water, you can just remember how Krishna made this water so nice, what taste he has put. Otherwise, how is that possible? Now, if you say that water is not there, how jivas will live? Without oxygen, how jivas will live? So Krishna has created everything and is made such a way that everything is available. For devotees, the devotion is also available. For atheists, also there. So for just because there is opponent, he has not stopped. We have given the facility for them also. So this is how it works. So as far as Lord's arrangement is concerned, everything is perfect. So it's not just a siddhi alone, Vasuki Mataji. Krishna doesn't require any siddhi. He is beyond any siddhis. He is beyond any power. This one. He is Supreme Lord. For him, there is no magic. Just thinking, just for a wish, he can do deliver. Because all 33 crore devatas waiting for his order. They are all ready. So that way, Krishna, that's why we are, whole Bhagavatam, we are trying to understand that how great Krishna is. He's not an ordinary person. He's not another superhuman. No, he's Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality Godhead. That is the point we need to understand. When we understand that, it's easy to worship him, easy to kind of chant his name. So that's why Krishna consciousness is given so important, and it's easy. It's not difficult. That is the point. Yeah. Okay. So devotees can share your comments. I'll stop here. Can somebody coordinate, please? Shruti Mataji not there. Sridhar Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes, Prabhuji. Yes, I can coordinate. Asha Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the class, Prabhuji.
Archana Mataji. Please tell whatever you understood today's class. Archana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sorry,
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. No, thank
Any
you, Mataji.
points to
Thank
tell
you.
Mataji?
No, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Okay. Mariappan Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thanks for the wonderful class. From today's text, I understand a lot of lessons from Krishna's pastime, and some of the pastimes have been beautifully highlighted by your excellent this thing. Krishna with his friends having lunch, Madhumangal, especially when he when Supreme Lord Krishna squeezed his mouth and drank the buttermilk, Brahma miserably failed to understand about Krishna, and because with that lesson we understand we must understand Krishna in a proper way, because Krishna performs every activity in a perfect way. So if we superficially understand Krishna, we will miserably fail in our this thing understanding, and subsequently Brahma took birth as Haridas Thakur, and in Vrindavan lot of demons came one after another. However, Yashoda Mataji, Yashoda Maya, and his father have been trying to protect Krishna in all possible ways. Always Krishna is capable of protecting himself as well as his parents as well as the entire society. But Krishna never revealed himself as a supreme Lord. He behaved as a beautiful son for his parents and a responsible member of the society, and protected everybody all around. At the same time, he performed his leelas in order to understand people. And Prabhupada, Acharya Prabhupada, we must understand all difficulties in human life is for purification. That is an important point you have highlighted, Prabhuji. We must understand all difficulties are coming in our human life purely for purification. And Acharya Prabhupada told India is a factory of gods and we cannot produce like that. And some of the film actors and sports personalities are worshipped, which is wrong, because Jivatma cannot become a Narayana or Supreme Lord at any point of time. That we must understand. Bhutana attempted to kill Krishna by feeding poison along with mother's milk. Krishna killed her by sucking her life along with milk and poison. And in Vamana Leela, Supreme Lord measured the entire universe with his tiny feet, and made that Bali Maharaj to realize his mistake. And materialistic people should not attempt to become God. Rather, they will become a dog. If they attempt to become God, they will become dog. That's what warning was extended by our Acharya. And the Sakataswara Leela and the Damodara Leela, Narada Muni's curse and relief for sons of Kubera. To protect the words of Narada Muni, Lord performed that particular Leela of this Damodara Leela. And Yashoda Maya, in order to protect the boiling milk and overflowing milk from the stove, she left behind Supreme Lord, tiny Supreme Lord, and Supreme Lord performed that Leela just to teach Mother Yashoda Maya that he must be given priority rather than anything else. So from this we understand, I understand we must give topmost priority for our Supreme Lord Krishna rather than anything else in our life. We must learn to do our duty more depending on Krishna and develop true love, affection, and gratitude towards Supreme Lord Krishna. We must always remember Krishna performs everything perfect. That much I have understood, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class. Dandavat pranams, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Prabhuji. Lord's activities, Lord's activities like killing of Putana and Sakatasura, and all his activities are impossible for anyone other than Lord himself. The difficulties which we face while we are in this Krishna consciousness are for our purification only. So we should face everything and thinking of Krishna always. And Jiva is always Jiva, and he cannot become Narayana at any time. And we should depend only on Krishna, only on Lord for everything. Though we have everything is his mercy, we are having everything. So what we have is nothing but Krishna only. And so we should keep him always in the center, and we should do our duty perfectly, Mataji and Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Kanchana Mataji.
Thank you, Shri Devi Mataji. Hare Krishna. As a child, Krishna did extraordinary feat. He allowed Shri Daman to hold him and closed his eyes. Lord reveals to devotees, but she had come with a evil-minded to kill Krishna, so Lord does not want to show himself. When Putana wanted to feed him with poison, he sucked out the life force in her. He killed her and liberated her demon birth. They say Lord had touched her, so her giant body, which fell 6 miles long, when it was burnt, it emanated sandalwood fragrance because Lord touched her. Then when Krishna was just 3 months old, he overturned a cart and killed Shatakasura, who was hiding in the cart, to kill him. And while crawling, he uprooted the big Arjuna trees and liberated Nala Kubera, who were the sons of Kubera, who were cursed to be trees for disrespecting sage Narada. As an infant, he dragged the mortar to which he was tied by Yashoda Maya for all the mischief he did. And then one cannot manufacture God through thought or votes, which is the practice of less intelligent people. Krishna's actions are beyond anyone's imagination, very extraordinary. He is eternal, unique, one without a second, while living entities are connected to him and supported by him. In Vamana incarnation, Krishna appeared as a dwarf Brahmana, increased his size while taking land from Bali Maharaj. With a child or Vamana Deva, Krishna requires no penances to prove his divinity. His divine pastime is itself proof of divinity. Yashoda Maya always saw him as a child. Whatever miracles happen, she always said, "It is Lord's mercy, my child is saved." So, to foster that motherly affection and love, Krishna did not show his unlimited power of divinity. He is the supreme Lord of the universe in any conditions. One without mercy of Krishna cannot exist. And one with mercy of Krishna is never lost. And then when difficulties come, our aim is to go back to Godhead, that purify ourselves. This is what I learned, Sri Devi Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Vasuki Sahu Mataji, do you want to tell something? Vasuki Mataji. Hare Krishna, Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, I think everyone covered all the points. So what I understood is like nobody can bind Krishna. So when Yashoda Mataji, she was trying to tie Krishna, she was not able to, though she took extra rope and tried to tie him up. So that shows that Krishna is cannot be bound by anyone. But yes, we can bound him with our love. That way we can bind, but other than that we cannot. So that is one point. And all his glories teach us a lesson, and also we'll come to know that how uh, powerful he is in handling all difficult situations wherein humanly it is not possible. Um, and Krishna, um, when Yashoda Mataji, she was angry at him, and you know, when she tried to, I think I have covered that point, tying the rope and all that. So yes, we cannot bind Krishna by any material things. Is so powerful. And also we think that Krishna is giving punishment to people, but all the cases when we look back and see, he's actually like the
Purifying them.
karma which the person has to face, that is getting nullified by them facing the problems. Like Kuber sons, they were in the form of a trees for so many years, but that gave at the end benefit to them because they got elevated to a higher level. So in every avatar, that we can come to know that even for Ravanasura, and for Rama avatar also, like though Rama killed, but finally he was able to reach Rama. So in any case, if we come across, so we need not worry that when we come to Krishna consciousness, that if we face any problems, that is, we need not worry about it. It is that we are clearing our karma, and we will be elevated to a higher level in spiritual world. That is my takeaway. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Mhm. Hare Krishna. Who has this left? Diya Mataji. Diya.
Hare Krishna. I don't have anything to say. Thank you. Thank you for the class.
Thank you, thank you, Prabhuji, for the class. Just what I understood is today's class. So in this verse, Brahmaji is telling how Lord's potency is. Lord is omnipotent. He is supreme personality of Godhead, and his powers and potencies are incredible. When he was a small boy sitting on the lap of Yashoda Mai, Putana, a she demon, comes, puts poison to her breast and dresses nicely, and she feeds Krishna. Krishna sucks her breast, and same way he kills, and at the same time he kills also, because he is not a small boy, he is Lord. He is not an ordinary person. When he was a small boy crawling with the pestle in the Yashodamai's courtyard, he uprooted the great gigantic Arjuna trees. They are in the previous lives Nalakubera and Manigriva. They were cursed by Narad Mahamuni, and they have become. And that small boy, Krishna, he could uproot very big trees. So, because he is Lord and he is not an ordinary person, he is an omnipotent and transcendental. Transcendental. Normal material people, they cannot do this. Likewise, Lord can become dwarf like Vamanadeva. A Lord incarnated as Vamadeva. He became very short. He became dwarf, and and his bodily parts also he can extend. He can extend and he can reduce also. He extends his body parts as big as he can, like how Vamanadeva extended his foot. One he put on the lower planets, and one he has put in the spiritual planet, and one he has put in the Bali Maharaj's head. So he can become dwarf, he can become gigantic when he wants. He is Lord and he can act as he wish. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the class, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, pranams.
Hare
Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Granthat Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prasadeshwar Prabhuji class ki jai.